One of the most beautiful voices in the 90s belonged to Celine Dion. Within the first decade of her career, she won every major award there was to win. Celine's songs were almost a guarantee of the film's soundtrack success back in her prime. Even today, people would give their right arm for her to sing for their movie, and that says a lot about the kind of talent she possesses. Hello everyone and welcome to True Celebrity Stories. Do you also believe that Celine Dion is one of the best vocalists to ever exist? I do. Today, we will discuss what happened to Celine Dion and why she has been staying away from the limelight. Before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Also, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll never miss any updates. Early life. Celine Dion was born on March 30, 1968 in Canada. She is the youngest of 14 siblings. Her father was a lumberjack, hence, the financial condition of the family wasn't very good. Celine started singing from a very young age. By the time she was 12, she was already singing professionally. Singing was the only thing she liked to do since she was a kid. She didn't like going to school as kids used to make fun of her teeth and the way she looked, which was traumatic. She only liked to stay in her home as she loved spending time with her siblings and her parents. Once Dion got onto the stage, she knew this was the life she wanted. To achieve it, she worked hard and didn't enjoy her teens like most of the youngsters around her did. I missed my family and my home, but I don't regret having lost my adolescence. I had one dream. I wanted to be a singer. Dion considers many great performers her idols like Aretha Franklin, Charles Aznavour, Carole King, Anne Murray, Barbra Streisand, and the Bee Gees. As luck would have it, she got a chance to work with all of them. Before she ventured into the industry, she attended a Michael Jackson performance and told her then manager that she wanted to be like him. Rise to success. Celine released 4 albums in French before she decided to come and try her luck in North America. In the late 80s, she participated in Eurovision as a contestant and represented Switzerland. She won the contest and it gave her the confidence to broaden her horizon. Her manager, René Angelil, who also later became her husband, knew she had the talent which can conquer boundaries. Talk about love. But she needed some polishing when it came to her image. After a huge makeover and much improved English proficiency, Celine was ready to come to Hollywood. Her big international breakthrough came in the name of Disney's Beauty and the Beast in 1991. The makers of the movie later compared taking a risk on a newcomer like Celine to investing in Google in 1991. It sure did pay off well. A career-defining song. Since James Cameron's Titanic was released, its lead single has become a pop culture phenomenon. But you'll be surprised to know Celine wasn't exactly thrilled when she first got to know about it. She had already sung 2 movie songs at that point, and both were incredibly successful, but she thought singing a third one would be pushing her luck. She didn't even want to sing the demo, but it was her husband René who convinced her to at least give it a try. On a late-night talk show, she said, "It didn't appeal to me. I was probably very tired that day. My husband said, let's hold on. He talked to the writer and he said, let's try to make it like a little demo." Now she thanks her lucky stars every single day as it went on to become one of the most popular songs in the world. The crazy thing is, she only sang for the demo. And then the musicians arranged the orchestra around her. What the audience listens to today is what her demo version was. Stories like these tell us why she is in a league of her own. Las Vegas residency. There was a time when Las Vegas residency wasn't considered to be a great thing. It was a place reserved for washed-out acts, which were then deemed unfit to sell stadiums. In the 80s and 90s, no notable acts were performing in Vegas, but all of it changed when Celine signed a contract to do 600 shows at Caesar's Palace in 2003. Celine has done so much to boost tourism because many people come to Las Vegas only to see the show. When they are in town, they then take the opportunity to do other activities. Celine is the main act. She had just become a mother and wanted to spend most of her time with her family. She didn't want a hectic touring schedule, so Vegas was where she decided to stay for some time. She reportedly got $45 million as an equivalent for her doing 40 shows on a world tour. She is often credited for reviving the Vegas entertainment industry. Single-handedly, she created jobs for more than 7,000 people. She made sure her performances were top-notch and not like how other people considered lounge performances were at that time. Before her first residency began, she said in an interview, "With the orchestra and the band, we're going to be able to perform our songs like never before. The repertoire is going to be extraordinary. A mix of timeless Hollywood classics, along with all the favorites that my fans like to hear me sing." Marriage to Renee Angelil. Dion is one of those few artists who, despite being wildly successful, has never known any controversy. The only thing in her personal life which raised eyebrows was her marriage to her manager, who was much older than her. She was 12 when she met her husband, who was 38 at the time. Celine's brother sent him some recordings of her, and when Renee listened to them, he got tears in his eyes. He vowed to take her under his wings. Renee had already been married twice, and Celine was 20 at the time, so their union was not approved by her family. In my early 20s, I fell in love with Renee, but we were hiding it from the world because it was impossible to fall in love with a man who had 3 children and was married twice. It was a no-no with my mom. Although her mother tried to talk some sense into her by telling her that this would look extremely inappropriate, Celine was a woman madly in love. She later clarified that she met her husband at 12, but nothing happened between them until she was 19. Still, it wasn't enough for her mother. She said in an interview, "My mother didn't trust him. She wrote to him to take care of me but stayed with me till I was 18. I learned a lot by meeting a lot of older people with experience." But now, looking at their wonderful marriage of 22 years, one can safely say Dion's instincts were spot on, and her husband truly became the wind beneath her wings. Difficult pregnancies. Celine married the man of her dreams, but it wasn't all rainbows and roses after that. She wanted to have children soon after marriage, and looking at her age, nobody thought there would be a problem. Even after years of trying, though, they got nowhere. They later discovered that they couldn't have children unless they go through the IVF route. She had her son Renee Charles Angelil after the first round of IVF, but coming from a big family herself, she didn't just want to have one child. Getting pregnant for the second time turned out to be more challenging for her, and after 6 very exhausting attempts, she finally gave birth to twins in 2010. Originally, they were triplets, but one of them died in her womb. After that, she really wanted to have a daughter, but didn't want to neglect her children by causing any health issues for herself. Celine reflected on her struggle to have children, as this was something she never even thought about before getting married to Renee. "I didn't think about children in general when I was young. But when love came into my life and I got married and I had money and success, I was like, what's missing?" For a long time, I thought, that's the price for me to pay for success. I'm from a big family. I now have a lot of money. I'm not going to be able to have children. You have to pay a price. You can't have it all. It was quite self-punishing. Then I told myself, I'm going to try to have it all. I'm going to try very hard. And it happened. Devastating loss of beloved husband. When Celine was about to go for multiple IVF treatments, her husband was diagnosed with throat cancer. He reportedly got 38 rounds of chemo and radiation, which eventually resulted in him being cancer-free. This was the time when she took a break from her career and stayed by his side for the next 3 years. His health issues and her fertility issues were happening side by side, but both of them stuck by each other even in the toughest times of their life. Soon, everything was looking good for the couple. They even had twins, but then Renee's cancer came back. This time, it proved to be fatal and he passed away on January 14, 2016. Dion was already grief-stricken when more horrible news came her way. 2 days after her husband died, her brother also passed away from the same disease. Celine was suffering herself, but she had to become a pillar of strength. She told her mother, "You know what, Mom? You gave birth and you took him back. You took his hand from the beginning to the end. If I see one of my sons dying and I know he's gonna die, I want to be there to give him a hand. Then I'll deal with my own feelings." Not only is she supremely talented, she is also an extraordinarily strong person. She dealt with 2 immense losses on top of her own struggles. But on stage, she will always be a force to be reckoned with. Now, after taking her time off, she has again started making more music. Her Deadpool track was extremely well received, and now all we want is to attend a Celine Dion concert at least once in our life. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and hit that bell button to get the notifications. Also, don't forget to watch other videos on this channel that explore more topics like this.